Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramananda. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Om Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate. Invocation is the act of recognizing the inherent potential to be able to attain success, overcome obstacles, and also to ensure that the doership or ego doesn't arrest our progress. This Tattvabodha also begins with the Mangalacharan, which has an indicator of the Anubandha Chatushtaya, the fourfold preliminary considerations, namely Vishaya, Adhikari, Prayojana, and Sambandha. So these four have been indicated. Vishaya is Tattvabodha. Adhikari from the word Mumukshutvam or Natva, we get to know a humble seeker of knowledge who also seeks liberation, who is ready to put in the effort to know. And this Prayojanam is indicated by the word Mukshunam Hitarthaya, that such a person who is seeking liberation, the benefit of such a person is through liberation. Liberation from all bondage of ignorance, of sorrow, one gets liberated. And how, what is the correlation between them? Sambandha is when the seeker of knowledge, the Adhikari, knows the Vishaya, he gains liberation. By knowing itself, liberation is attained. You don't have to do anything. Action is not required. Why is it not required? There are two types of attainments. One attainment is of that which is not yet attained, apraptasya prapti. And the other type of attainment is attainment of that which is already attained, which is called praptasya prapti. And in praptasya prapti, only jnana is required, karma is not needed. For example, if we look for a key which is already there in the pocket and we are looking everywhere, and when someone says check your pocket and I check my pocket, I have found, I knew I got to know that I have the key in my pocket. Then I don't have to do anything to attain the key, because it is already attained. So in praptasya prapti, only jnana is required. So what is the sambandha here in this preliminary consideration? Sambandha is called bodhya bodhaka sambandha. Bodhya means to be known. Bodhaka means that which helps you know. Or prapya prapaka sambandha. Prapya means that which has to be attained. Prapaka means that which has makes you attain. So here the knowledge of Tattvabodha makes you attain. That is a prapaka. That which is to be attained, that is moksha, the prayojana. So the vishaya is the prapaka and prayojana is the prapya. So just by knowing we attain moksha. That's what Puja Gurudev used to say. Knowing the self is being the self. You don't have to do anything, because it is ever attained. Okay. Now after this, now this text begins, and begins with a premise or a declaration, or making of a statement of intent, which is called pratigna in Sanskrit. That I intend to do this. This is the intention of this. So what is it? So it is said, sadhana chatushtaya sampannadhikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. Vakshyamaha means we shall now expound, we shall now explain. Oh, we? Shankaracharya ji wrote alone, or there were so many people with him? So now many people were there with him. Who was there with him? All the rishis, all his gurus, all the knowledge passed on generation after generation, all of them are with him. So he is not saying, I am writing it. It is the parampara which has passed on this knowledge. These Upanishad mantras, which are the valid means of knowledge, which have been taught by the rishis. All this knowledge put together, presented in a systematic way. So, vakshyamaha, we shall expound, means I am not taking credit for it. And again, when we say we shall, when it is an inclusive word, then that arrogance is not there. I shall now teach. Sit down. How ajnaniyo suno gyan ki baatein. I am not teaching. That is why when this seat on which we sit and teach, this is called Vyasa Peeth. Vyasa Peeth means Vyasa, Ved Vyas ji is considered to be a very important link in the Guru Parampara. Because what he did, we saw that Veda is not written by somebody, not by Ved Vyas ji also. But what he did, there was a point when, before that, Veda was taught in the ashramas, in the Gurukulas, and people used to listen and memorize. That's it. There is no other medium. There was no board on which it was written. There was no books. There was no writing notes or anything. Nothing was there. Listen, memorize, over. So, which class are you in? I am in 4th grade. Okay, go and buy all your books and come to school tomorrow. No. 4th grade means this much memorized. Okay, next. Started. One more section, memorize. Over, next year. Graduated to next year. That was there. Memorized. So, if you want to live the spirit, and as we move on, you should memorize. Okay, and I will ask you anytime. Even during lunch or dinner, I will ask you. Even while walking here and there, I can ask you. I may come to your room and wake you up. Your Vasudevendra Yoginda chant, you should know. Hamiji, this is too much. Okay, I will not wake you up and ask. Okay. But if you are awake, I will ask you. But you should see, when we do these things, now we may succeed, not succeed. That's not the point. The point is when you do, you understand how they used to live. If you want to understand how Gurudev used to live, how he learnt under Tapovan Maharaj, you saw in the movie also. Huh? You have to go through that experience, a wee bit of that. Then you will understand, because a wee bit is enough. Huh? Then it has to just be extended further. Then you will understand. Oh, that's why 1 week. We are not coming here for 9 years. We may not stay on also for so long. But the experience, a little bit of experience, then we will appreciate that sacrifice, that hard work they have put in, and just given us, like served on a platter and said, have. So try and memorize. Invocation was definitely by tomorrow morning. Okay. But as we keep moving on, small statements, this is all prose. Not even poetry, prose, sentences. Just try and memorize. Attempt. Sincerely attempt. Then what you'll find is, it is not that difficult also. But you will also value those students of the Veda who had this ability. But what happened with time, this ability slowly decreased. Those times it was called decreased, okay? So now those rishis, if they come and meet us, that's why they are always subtly somewhere sitting. There's no need to meet them, because they'll get the shock of their life. They used to call their disciples weak in memory. This disciple of mine, he can only memorize Rig Veda. Nothing else he is able to have memory. And here, the name Rig Veda also, I take time to learn it. But this was a big challenge for all the acharyas. What to do? How do we handle this? Somebody has to, systematize, organize this whole knowledge, edit it, compile it. It is because it was so scattered. Nobody knew what is the frontiers of Veda, what all is there in Veda. Nobody knew. There was no set body of knowledge. So what to do? So they chose. They said, whom can we choose? Only Avatara Purush can do. Then they said, Ved Vyasji alone can do this. So he was requested. He said, of course, this is a very adventurous task. I will do it. He took it up. It was a challenge. He did full yatra on foot. He roamed around village to village. Every university, every classroom, every teacher, every student, he spoke to them. He found out what all knowledge they have, what all they are learning, all that. No written material. Huh? Student says, we were taught 2 new mantras. Now tell me. Gone, fed directly. Direct memory. The teacher said, this is my revelation. Okay, give me. Fed directly. This is what our gurus have taught us. Okay, give me. Fed. Moving from place to place. He did this multiple times. Gathered from every place. All this is happening here. And today, we have about 108 Upanishads, they say, we have. And we have some few thousands of mantras of the Veda which we know now. And this is supposed to be about 2 to 3% of the total Vedic knowledge that we had. Thanks to the invasions at various periods of time in this country, that all these manuscripts were destroyed, burnt, drowned, thrown in the rivers, etc. So, and some people who took them away also. Till date, Germany, etc., they are conducting a lot of research on our manuscripts. That's why they know better Sanskrit than us, Germans. German language is very, very close to Sanskrit language in terms of syntax, etc. So this way we are left with just 2-3%, which is not the amount we know. And this one Ved Vyasji fed everything here, the 100% we are talking about, from every nook and corner. And then compilation happening here. It's not just hard disk, it's a processor also is inside. Compilation, editing, not written, huh? Editing happening here. Made into 4 parts, 4 texts, called 4 of his main disciples. He had many disciples. Of those 4 whom he felt will be able to continue further. One each he gave one Veda, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. Gave the responsibility. The whole thing we may not be able to remember, but at least 1/4 of it you try. Give. They started teaching their students. See, this is a big thing that happened at that time. Vedvyasji, that is very, very important. And then they further taught that things continued and it has reached us. And eventually they started noting down, writing also. So manuscripts, form, all that started. So this Vedvyasji is a representative of the Guru Parampara. And when we sit, we are sitting on the Vyasa Pitha. Means we are sitting on the lap of the Guru, the entire Guru Parampara. So then who is teaching? One person is teaching. The Parampara is teaching. It is not one person. So here, when he says Vakshamaha, Shankaracharya is saying, means he is including the entire Rishi Guru Parampara, saying, we shall now expound. What? It says Tattvaviveka prakaram Vakshamaha. How to do Tattva Viveka? You said Tattvabodha and now you are saying Tattva Vivek. What is this? No, stick to one word. No, already it is difficult for me to keep track of different words. Don't worry. Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vaksham. What is this Tattva Viveka? Please tell me. Wait. Everything, every word from this will be explained. Now please explain, otherwise it will be very difficult for me. Don't worry. Tattva Viveka Prakaram. What is Tattva Viveka? It will come later. See, the beauty of Tattvabodha is anything Shankaracharya says, he will explain it himself. And that is the point of writing this text. Otherwise, he makes this only complicated. Then what is the point of using this to know Upanishad? So this is simplification. Okay. Acha, so Tattva Viveka Praka, okay, you tell me, okay, you remember and tell me. I will remember, you will forget. Shankaracharya is talking this, okay? Shankaracharya, I will remember to tell you, but you will not remember, I will see. No, we will remember. Okay, let us see. We will remember. Okay. Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vaksham. Acha, why? Why do you want to tell us what is Tattva Viveka, how to do Tattva Viveka? Why do you want to tell us? Moksha Sadhana Bhutam. You want liberation or no? Yes, I want liberation. For that one. Oh, okay. But for whom? Like for Adhikari. Adhikari, yeah, but just seeker of liberation, that is enough. So not just that. You should have more qualities also. How many qualities should I have? 4 qualities you should have. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikari. 4-fold qualification should be there. A qualified student is one who has these 4-fold qualifications. Oh. Okay. So those students who are qualified with the 4-fold qualities, for them to attain moksha, this Tattva Viveka Prakaram is expounded, shall be expounded. Okay. Now, will you tell me? Or because if I ask, then you will say, I'll tell you. So I am not asking, but you will tell me. Yeah, I will tell you. Okay. So tell me no. Tell me no. Yes, I am telling no. Listen no. Okay, what are you listening? Okay. So now next question. So now question answers. Beautiful question answers. And this Sanskrit, even if we are not much familiar with Sanskrit, these words and the construction is so simple, so lucid, that even if we do not know the language, we will know, oh, okay, this is what he's saying, this is what he's asking, this is what he's answering. Okay, what is it? Sadhana chatushtayam kim nitya nitya vastu vivekah iha mutrartha phala bhoga viragah shamadhi shatka sampattihi mumukshutvam cha iti. So now sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam. Who is adhikari? The one who is endowed with the fourfold qualifications. So now what are these fourfold qualifications? Sadhana chatushtayam kim? What are these fourfold qualifications? So he is enumerating first. What are these four? Number one, nitya nitya vastu vivekah. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah. Okay. What is that? That is what he is going to tell. Now first list. Then from the list one by one it will be told. So that's why I am not translating it also. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah. What is it? It will be told. Iha mutrartha phala bhoga viragah. Shamadhi shatka sampattihi mumukshutvam cha iti. 4. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah. In one word, discrimination. Iha mutrartha phala bhoga viragah. In one word, dispassion. Shamadhi shatka sampattihi. In one word, spiritual, sixfold spiritual wealth. And mumukshutvam cha, desire for liberation. This is sadhana chatushtaya. So sadhana chatushtayam kim? Nitya nitya vastu vivekah, iha mutrartha phala bhoga viragah, shamadhi shatka sampatti, mumukshutvam cha iti. List has been given. Don't get confused. List. Now from the list one by one he will explain. So how is it? See the flow. He is pledging first. What is he pledging? We shall explain how to do Tattva Viveka, how to think about this essence. What is this essence? Of the nature of consciousness. That is Tattvabodha. But how to do this Tattva Viveka, how to think about this Tattva, about this essence, I will teach you. I will explain to you. We will explain to you. Okay? For what? To attain that liberation that we all seek. For whom? For an adhikari, qualified student. Who is that adhikari? The one who is endowed with the fourfold qualification. Okay, now what are these fourfold qualifications? So then these 4 things, list you got. Then one by one. Understood? The flow, once you understand the style of this text, then you will be very comfortable. Otherwise, at every step you are overwhelmed with the information. No overwhelming. It is just he is giving a list. Then one by one he is explaining each word. Then again next topic he will take up. He will again give a list. He will again explain one by one. So that is very, very logical. See, that is what is the purpose of this text. That it has to be systematized so that our buddhi can understand it and assimilate it. Both the concepts and the terminologies. Both. So now, 4 things. Once more. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah. Iha mutrartha. Cha iti means and. Iti, thus. Okay. Now, next. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah kaha. Nitya vastu ekam brahma. Tad vyatiriktam. Sarvam anityam. Ayameva nitya nitya vastu vivekah. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah kaha. What is this nitya nitya vastu viveka? So he is saying, Nitya vastu ekam brahma Tadvyatiriktam sarvam anityam. This thought that the eternal is only one infinite truth and rest all is anitya, ever changing, ephemeral. Nitya means eternal. Eternal is just one infinite truth, here referred to as Brahma. Tadvyatiriktam, other than that, sarvam, everything else is constantly changing, is ephemeral, temporary, ever changing. So Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Tadvyatiriktam, other than that, sarvam, everything, anityam. This clear thought and understanding, this is a discriminative thought. Discriminative thought means what? That I am able to differentiate between things. See, sometimes you must have, I don't know if you would have experienced this, that in the kitchen, sometimes what happens is when you buy some stuff and groceries and all, and then there are packets of some pulses and grains and all, and then while you are bringing it home, there is some the packets are broken and then they mix up. Now your mummy says that, come on, separate this. Ye rajma aur dal alag karo. Now I have to sit down. Now the shapes, colors, sizes will be different. So what do I do? Sit. This we used to do in our kitchen. Mother used to teach us this. Simple. Now we have to go to school. Then they will give green beads, red beads, yellow beads, and say separate. Oh, you have done it. Very good. We used to do it in the kitchen. Grandmothers used to do it. Anyway, but this separation. This is physical separation. Even now, somebody will ask, donkey, get up. So one boy got up. You are a donkey or what? I don't know. You just said and looking at me, so I thought I am one. Don't you understand the difference between donkey and me? Donkey and you? Yeah, I understand. You understand the difference? Difference. Little more. Not just beads, but some more. This is all different categories, different species. Then you go for shopping. You look at things. Some food stuff or medicines you buy. Then you always check. If you don't, you must. Expiry date, best before. You check. Now, same medicine. There will be one expires after 2 months and other expires after 2 years. Which one will you pick up? The 2 years one only, no? Unless if you have to consume it in next week, that's a different thing. But usually, if you get a strip of tablets and then you might take 1 or 2 and then rest you keep. Then later on. So then, whatever lasts longer, you say, okay, let us keep this. You buy some appliance. Same type of every other feature is same. One says full replacement warranty for 5 years. Other has same replacement warranty for 10 years. What will you choose? Everything else is same. The 10-year one you will choose. Right? Differentiation, discrimination. This is all natural. We all know this. But what are we choosing? What is the type of discrimination we are undertaking? 5 years and 10 years. 5 years is limited. 10 years is also limited. So means it is anitya, anitya vivek. Correct? One anitya, other anitya. One longer anitya we choose. But what type of vivek is this? Anitya, anitya vivek. Can we really call this to be an intelligent discrimination? Because we are actually making differentiation within the same category. We are not even aware of the other category that exists. Think about it. So what are we choosing between? Anitya, anitya. And that we are very good at. So many things we keep doing. Invest this money in this, and then you will get so much returns. Here, if you invest, you will get so much return. Okay, I will choose this one. Whether you buy something, you invest somewhere, you go to some place, you see what returns, what is it, time wise, space wise. You go, I want to buy a house. Okay, in this locality, if you buy, you will get for this much amount, you will get this big a house. But just go 1 kilometer ahead, you will get much bigger house in the same amount. Just 1 kilometer ahead. Buddhi, very sharp. Discriminative intellect. 1 kilometer ahead. Okay. All the calculation is done in no time. Tuck, 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 tuck. But the same thing if it was 10 kilometers ahead. No, this is better. Right? Do you understand this? This all we are all doing this, right? But what is this? Anitya, anitya vivek. Animals also do this. They smell. Edible? Eat. Non-edible? Walk. Simple. Anitya, anitya. So, when will we realize there is another category also existing? We are constantly choosing between short term and long term, but not between permanent and ephemeral. Changeless and changing. We are not doing this. This is a basic discrimination. We are sitting in one category and trying and differentiate between them. So this, what is Nityanitya? What is the qualification of discrimination that is required for in a student of this Advaita Vedanta? Is to have this Nitya Vastu Vivek. And what is it? Whatever you call as eternal can be only one. Because if there are two, both will limit each other. It cannot be called as eternal. Because that which is limited will perish. That which is infinite will remain. So it has to be one infinite, which is called Brahma. The word Brahma itself means infinite. Brahma word means big. Now when I tell you, look at that big ant, where will you look? Open. Where? Look at that big ant. Where will you look? Where? Where is it? Where is it? You look like that. But if I say, look at that big mountain, will you look like this? Where will you look? Where? Which mountain are you showing? So, usually, from grammar standpoint, big is called an adjective, right? Adjective here means qualifier, and ant or mountain or whatever is called the qualified noun. Simple. This English grammar, we know this much. Qualifier, adjective, qualified noun. Means what? The noun is qualified by the adjective. That is what we say. Is it really so? It is only our rishis that bring us to this, to notice this, that is the noun qualified by the adjective, or is the adjective limited by the noun? If I say big mountain, big is how big? And if I say big ant, is it not limited? The noun has limited the adjective. The noun is qualified by the adjective, but actually the noun is also limiting the adjective. So if the father said, my big daughter, whatever big may be, but it will be smaller than the father, limited. As soon as you use the word daughter, means limited by the father, right? It's a simple thing. Now, If you just say big, big what? Big. Then no limitation. Then it becomes infinite. Brahma means big and no noun. So, no limitation. Infinite. That one infinite reality called Brahma in Sanskrit is Nityavastu, is eternal, permanent. Ekam Brahma. Other than that, everything else falls in the same category of Anitya. You may still recognize the differences within the category of Anitya. It is possible to recognize. But in your mind, the compartmentalization is Nitya, one, and rest all Anitya. This clarity is there. This clarity is called Ayameva. This clarity alone is called Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. This is what is required in a seeker of this knowledge, a seeker of liberation. Clear? I am going slow. I am waiting for you to let it sink in. Now I am on 0.5 gear. Slowly gear will change. So you should be ready. Slowly gear is going to change. We have to take off. We can't slowly keep moving. Speed will increase. Moksha. So Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka means that discriminative clarity that there are only two categories. In one category, there is only one infinite Brahman. Rest all is the other category. Everything else. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. One reality. Okay. So I have to start including the Nitya Vastu in my discrimination. Then what happens? Then I look at these, the so-called benefits I get, so-called profits I get. I know that it all belongs to the same category. Then I don't get so much bogged down by all these things. Such a big loss. Okay, you work for maximum. But whatever you get, be happy. Because anyway, even if you would have got that, it still would have been limited and perishing only. Even Alexander, the Great, knows nothing great. He was a thief, that's all. Plundered, amassed so much of wealth. Then gone. Why? He himself was not permanent. What to talk of what he had? So it is not possible. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Oh, but what is this Brahma? Wait. We will tell later. Now let us first go step by step. Sadhan Chatushtaya you have to first know. Okay? So now after Viveka, what is the next one? Vairagya or Viraga. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.